Frank Warren has spoken about how he made the decision to sign Tyson Fury when the fighter was at his lowest ebb. The Queensberry chief has been in the current WBC heavyweight champion's promotional corner since his return to the ring after an almost 3-year mental layoff. Well, what do we know about Frank's decision? Then why did he make it? Stay tuned as we dive deeper into the subject. Without further ado, let's look at an overview of the subject. Fury dethroned Wladimir Klitschko in 2015 at Dusseldorf, Germany. He intended to capture the WBA Super, IBO, IBF, WBO, Lineal, and Ring Magazine belts, but went off the rails in the aftermath of the seismic shock win at the Esprit Arena, having troubles with UK anti-doping and the British Boxing Bureau of Control in 2018. He claimed that he'd had signed a multi-bout deal with Frank Warren's Queensberry Promotions and planned to fight at least 3 times before 2019, beginning on June 9th at the Manchester Arena. Before the end of the year, the Gypsy King was in a world title bout against the WBC champion, Deontay Wilder. He went on to have a trilogy with the Alabama native who will face Robert Hiatus on October 15th at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York after suffering his second defeat at the hands of Fury. Warren took a chance on the 34-year-old when no one else in the game would touch him as he sought to reclaim his place in the sport's top tier. Fury, 32-0-1, 23 KOs, was seen in April when he defeated mandatory challenger Dillian Whyte in 6 rounds at Wembley Stadium in London. He is currently pursuing an all-British showdown with Anthony Joshua, who agreed to a 60-40 split for a fight before the end of the year. Moving on the scales, Shakur Stevenson loses world titles. Stevenson, who owns an Olympic silver medal and is undefeated in 18 professional fights, was forced to relinquish the belts due to failing to make weight. Canseco, who weighed 129.6 pounds, can still win the WBC, WBO, and the Ring Super Featherweight titles if he wins tomorrow night, but only if an agreement is struck and the fight takes place as planned. Stevenson had 2 hours to try to lose weight as is customary, but chose not to. Stevenson rushed to Twitter shortly after the news broke to address his fans and confirm he would move up in weight soon following this fight. The 25-year-old southpaw earned the WBO title against Jamel Herring in 2022, and he added the WBC and the ring straps to his collection by fighting Oscar Valdez earlier this year. He'll now begin a new lightweight campaign alongside Vasily Lomachenko, Ryan Garcia, and champion Devin Haney. The highly acclaimed American fighter has fresh obstacles in a new division, and it will be intriguing to watch how he handles the bigger fighters. The change seems inevitable, though it wasn't planned in this manner. Aside from defending his title, Stevenson will want to thrill his hometown fans with a victory over Canseco. However, the Brazilian himself, an Olympic gold medalist, is driven by the same goal as always: to exit the arena as the united champion. Following that, Deontay Wilder discusses the biggest fights in the heavyweight division. When he confronts Hiatus on October 15th, the Bronze Bomber will have been out of action for nearly a year, but now that he's back after pondering retirement, his name has appeared on fighters' hit lists. Usyk has stated that he may attend Wilder's fight at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn next month to watch him add to his outstanding knockout record. The Ukrainian champion has indicated an interest in the bout. Considering that a rematch with Tyson Fury is doubtful soon, Andy Ruiz is coming off a decision win over Luis Ortiz, whom Wilder has defeated twice before. With both past champions being PBC fighters, it appears to be the simplest decision of the 3. It's debatable whether that is the division's most important business fight. Some may argue that the matchup has passed its prime in terms of Joshua. Wilder may have challenged AJ for all the heavyweight titles at one point in the not-too-distant past. Talks repeatedly fell through. Having said that, and despite the lack of titles, the fight is undeniably exciting. These reflections are all well and good, but Wilder must first pass through Hiatus. After all, if he loses, the 3 bouts will be less profitable and in certain situations will not even be considered. It isn't easy to recover from a comeback, so Wilder will rightfully prioritize finishing the Finnish fighter first. Next up, Terry Harper defeats Hannah Rankin to win the WBA Super welterweight title. The IBO belt was presented to the English challenger, who was 25 years old and had climbed up 3 weight classes for the bout against Rankin of Scotland. The dispute was resolved unanimously. Harper, currently a 2-time world champion and formerly held the WBC Super featherweight title, cut open Rankin's eyebrow with a right-handed jab in the second round of their bout. The Scot was later admitted to the hospital as a precautionary measure. Rankin, 32, did start to get into the fight around the 5th round, but Harper stepped up her game, and in the last round, she moved off to avoid Rankin's range and claim a unanimous decision victory. Rankin did make her way into the fray. Following that, Harper's promoters will try to book a unification fight against either Natasha Jones or Marie-Eva Dessier in 2023. Harper and Jonas previously fought to a draw in 2020 to keep their respective WBC and IBO Super Featherweight Championships. Quote, "We've had a history of resolving," Harper explained to DAZN. Moving on, Katie Taylor will defend her unrivaled world lightweight title in October. The Irish fighter, who beat Amanda Serrano on points in the first women's bout to headline Madison Square Garden in April, will defend her WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO championships. She has never fought professionally in Ireland, although there is talk of a fight this year to Croke Park against Puerto Rico's Serrano or mixed martial arts star Holly Holm and Chris Cyborg. However, Taylor, 21-0, 6 KOs, will return to the venue where she made her paid debut in November 2016 to face opponents she has never fought outside of Argentina. Quote, "It's hard to imagine it's been nearly 6 years since my pro debut there, so it's amazing to go back now and headline." Taylor said, "It's been an incredible trip so far, but there's still a lot of great bouts out there for me, and I'm looking forward to what's next." Carabajal, managed by former 2-weight world champion Marcos Maidana, has won all 19 of his professional contests. Quote, "I was overjoyed when I got the offer to fight Katie from Carabajal, 4 years younger than Taylor at 32. Quote, "The effort has paid off. I'm not even thinking about giving Katie the victory. All of the belts will accompany me back to Argentina." Following that, Arslanbek Mukhomedov retains his perfect record with a unanimous decision victory over Carlos Takam. After being defeated by scores of 97-91, 96-92, and 33 years old, boxer known as Lion retained his spotless record of never being defeated. Despite being knocked down twice, Mukhomedov 39-7 won 28 KOs. Could not stop Takam, marking the first time in Mukhomedov's professional career that he had failed to stop an opponent. Makhmudov has a 15-0 record with 14 knockouts, with Makhmudov, who had previously won 10 of his fights via first-round knockouts, wounded Takam with his first significant punches and knocked him to the ground immediately after. The fight was on the verge of being stopped inside the first minute. Makhmudov had won 10 of his previous fights via knockout in the first round. Makhmudov, born in Cameroon, landed several strong left hands and appeared to get more dangerous as the bout progressed. Takam survived by throwing reckless shots and effectively responded to Makhmudov's clean right hand in the second round. The two fighters exchanged blows before Makhmudov knocked Takam out for the second time in the 7th round. The Russian fighter, who now lives in Canada, had his most difficult challenge yet and was obliged to work hard for victory. What is Makhmudov's next step? Makhmudov's knockouts before his victory over Takam put him on top-ranked President Todd DeBoeff's radar. His goal is now to steer the formidable heavyweight to a world title. Lion just signed a multi-year co-promotional partnership with Top Rank, and DeBoeff explained how the business learned about the contender's fearsome reputation. Quote, "My matchmakers have had him on our radar for a long time. Really loved what he can do, his lineage." DeBoeff explained to Sky Sports, quote, "They like his style, believe he's physically tough, and think he'll be in a position. On the body of work, he has a little more experience than fellow top-rank heavyweight Jared Anderson. I believe he will make significant progress in the following 12 months. Well, that marks the end of today's video. We hope you loved and enjoyed it. On your way out, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching.